What's up, everybody? My name is troyfu, and welcome to another Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach video. So today, we're going to be talking about everyone's least favorite Glamrock Bonnie, and everyone's favorite Glamrock Monty. Okay, I just gotta put it out there. It's actually weird calling any of the other characters Glamrock. I like to say Glamrock Freddy and just call everybody else Roxy, Chica, Monty, you know? However, what I want to go over is kind of a lot of the theories that are going around the internet right now, which ones seem most plausible, when exactly did Bonnie get replaced, what happened with Monty, maybe he had secret intentions, and which endgame theories seem the most likely to happen, because some seem a little bit of a stretch. However, everything cannot be counted out when we're talking about Five Nights at Freddy's. So let's talk about what we know about the Glamrock crew and the information we have in the Mega Pizzaplex. So the first thing I actually want to look at is Security Breach Fury's Fury's Rage gameplay. Now, while the game is a beat 'em up and it doesn't give too much to, in the lore of what we needed for Security Breach, I think an important thing to know is that Bonnie was never advertised as a Glamrock for us. When we got that game, we were given the crew that we knew was the Glamrock crew. So we know that Glamrock Bonnie or Glamrock Monty had to have been in the crew for a while before we got to the Pizzaplex. And when I say we got to the Pizzaplex, I'm thinking in the character of like Vanessa or something like that. We know from VR and from AR that Vanessa was going from the IT team and working over becoming a security guard at the Mega Pizzaplex. I would say roughly around this time, this 1 year gap, is when Montgomery Gator took Glamrock Bonnie's spot. Now, why do I really say this? Well, it goes through a duffel bag message we get in the game. We get one of the manager reports say this. They say the bowling alley needs a retheme. While most of Bonnie's art was removed, kids keep asking, "Where's Bonnie?" Do we have an officially approved response? So this is one of the duffel bag messages. And I think this is important because it's kind of just goes off like human nature and like kids actually remembering things. I feel like the remembrance or the mind of a child is a bit fickle. You don't remember as much unless it's like super important or you really love something. And if kids keep asking where's Bonnie, that has to show that it's happened recent. This change has to have happened within the last year. This hasn't happened 2 years ago or during the Pizzaplex's inception. No. It must be a pretty recent change if people are still asking where's Bonnie. However, to counter this, you could just say, well, there's a whole Bonnie bowling area, and because of that, they remember it. When they see the name Bonnie, they're like, oh yeah, he was in the crew. Now, we don't know the exact date that this happened. Here's a security report from in the game what we find from a duffel bag message. We know at 12:24, Bonnie is seen leaving his green room in Rockstar Row, heading east toward the atrium. So the green rooms are where you start the game, like you meet Freddy in his green room, for anyone who doesn't know what that is. So that's where the band members stay. Let's just call that the main floor. Then at 2:40 a.m., Bonnie enters the East Arcade. Almost 2 hours later at 4:12 a.m., Bonnie enters Monty Golf. And that's the last we hear, or that is the last known entry of Bonnie actually going anywhere. Now, this is pretty important because we know Montgomery Gator's nature. He's an aggressive, angry, wild-prone animatronic. It's just his personality. We know he was sneaking through the air vents. We know he was punching, we know he has let's just call it a rage problem. In his green room, he was punching and destroying things. He'll attack you if you go into his mini golf area. So with this, more than likely, especially considering his special ability is his hands and his fists, Montgomery Gator attacked Bonnie. Now, is there a reason for this? There's probably not. But if we think about this, these animatronics are not just, normal animatronics, especially after Vanny started working there, which is probably when Bonnie started going, let's call it AWire, started doing his own thing, and a lot of these other animatronics. Because if we look at one of the therapy sessions, we know that this new hire infected all the machinery there. They put some sort of virus, and it wasn't just on the animatronics, it was a system-wide virus. So while while Freddy wasn't really infected by it, it's possible that Bonnie was the first one that was infected by it, or all the animatronics except for Freddy were infected by it, and they were all acting different. Once they got this virus, Montgomery became a lot more aggressive, and Bonnie, who must have always wandered into Monty Golf as like a natural thing, happened to walk into Montgomery Gator, who promptly destroyed him. Or the other thing is, if we think about these animatronics as sentient, as something more, as we know Roxanne does have issues with like her self-image. She always tries to build up her confidence, you know, and she's constantly crying. Maybe Montgomery Gator attacked Bonnie knowing they would get into the Glamrock band and become a main member, one of the main four. So by taking out one of his competition, he's able to, you know, ascend into the band. Which is actually possible because even management notices when Bonnie is not only beyond repair from how bad he got destroyed, they actually mention that this may be a good thing and Monty may be more popular than Bonnie. He just seems to fit that Glamrock role better. And to top it off, to put the cherry on top of that, if we look at one of the endings, once you escape with Freddy, Montgomery Gator becomes the lead man of the Glamrock band, with Mr. Hippo or Glamrock Hippo taking, you know, his open vacancy spot. Yo, Mr. Hippo sucks. Yeah, this shows that maybe Montgomery just wanted to be the main star. Like, that's his thing. Maybe he just wants to be number one. He wants it Five Nights at Monty's, okay? He doesn't want Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, here's a few theories that have been going around that I don't really fully agree with, but some say that because if you hack one of the doors in Bonnie's area, you can actually get to Vanessa's room or Vanny's room or something like that. He was the beta tester of the virus. So before anybody else got infected, it was Bonnie. That, or they used Bonnie because he's closest to a rabbit, and they used his parts, or they used his endoskeleton for Burn Trap or William Afton. That way he can use the charge station. Because there's, you know, you never see any other robot or staff bot use the charge stations. However, this is kind of a bit of a stretch because when you look at Burn Trap, he still has William Afton's, you know, muscles, jaw, skeleton line in it. And it just seems a bit strange that if they were going to take the entire endoskeleton of Glamrock Bonnie, why would it be a majority of William Afton's, let's call it decomposed corpse still on it? I can understand if there were a few parts that were missing and they wanted to damage it. However, there is no confirm that only the Glamrock animatronics can use the charge stations. In addition, while I can see some parts being used, we know William Afton and that the virus naturally drains from all the animatronics. As you can see throughout the game, they start becoming more withered and cracked and all that, and that's because he's drawing energy from them. So if he's doing that, why would he need to specifically take parts from Glamrock Bonnie? It just doesn't seem to make sense. But overall, the one thing that can be confirmed, though, is that maybe Bonnie was getting more energy because he could have been let's call him the beta virus tester, and with that, getting damaged or fighting Montgomery Gator with his enhanced fists, or, you know, his specialty, must have damaged Bonnie beyond repair. A few other things to be of note, though, is that Glamrock Freddy avidly remembers Glamrock Bonnie, stating that he misses him, he doesn't come up to the bowling alley anymore, and how that there is no rabbit at the Mega Pizzaplex anymore. It just seems to be that he was closest with Glamrock Bonnie, and it's just possible that it's just like a friendship kind of thing, you know? And he's not as close with Montgomery Gator. Who knows? I mean, I guess bands always have arguments anyway. But it is confirmed that at least Glamrock Freddy has interacted with Bonnie, and that his loss has actually affected him. Which goes to show the point which goes to double down on my point that these animatronics are self-aware, they're sentient, they have a conscience, and that Montgomery Gator probably took out Bonnie in order to take the spot. I mean, you can't take out... I think Roxanne Wolf would see Montgomery and is too fast to actually be destroyed. Chica is too, you know, let's say, too much of a wild card to really pin down. But, I mean, Bonnie seems to be the easiest target for him, and he definitely knew that. That's my theory on that. I think Montgomery Gator knew what he was doing when he took him out. Other than that, if you guys have any theories on, you know, Bonnie, why you think he disappeared, why you think there's only the old cartoon version of him left in the game, I'm actually really curious to know. He's one of the kind of mysteries of the game. However, I don't think he's as important as everybody's trying to lead on. I think he's just a character that really goes to show more that the animatronics in the band are alive more than his disappearance is actually as important as others would lead. But that's just a theory, guys. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe. I will see y'all in the next one, and peace, homies.